Can you hear me now? Okay, once more with feeling. I think it's working now. If you joined at the beginning, what you should have seen was a splash screen with a bit of a jingle, and then an intro screen, and then me miming because I forgot to turn the sound on. And then you would have seen me explain that all over again, but without sound because I forgot to turn the sound up. And now what you should be getting is actual sound. Oh, I was doing so well. It's always the sound that gets me because obviously I'm looking at the mic input, not the output. And the input is going in, so it's going up and down. But the output, it's not going up and down. And I forget to look at that because I can't hear it anyway. I've got it switched off. Otherwise, you'd hear me coming back at myself, talking to myself, coming back at myself, and it would be overload. Hi, Trace. Foxy, hello. Claire, Bren, everybody else watching. We've got quite a few people in today. We're up to 12 by the look of it. That's awesome. Okay, I've just set my alarm for, it's 18:10 at the moment. I've set my alarm for 18:50, which gives me 5 minutes. I'm planning on doing kind of 2.5 hours. Initially starting with an hour and just showing you some stuff I've received this week, having a general chat, asking any class questions, which I didn't go and check. I need to just flip into Facebook for 2 seconds. That's what I was doing while I was over there. Oh. Right, Facebook. Oh yes, mustn't forget that you can still see me. Rhomany's Realm, there we go. I'm just checking on my post earlier because I did say if anybody had any class questions to ask them then. So let's see if anybody's got any class questions. And of course my computer is so slow. One of the changes I'm making next week, which will be infinitely better, is I am getting a cable that is long enough to reach from in there to in here so that I can stream a bit better because I'm streaming on Wi-Fi. And obviously streaming on Wi-Fi, actually, it's pretty damn good apart from the occasional blip that you have. It is pretty good, but it will be so much better on a cable. And I've got like 150 megabyte stream at the moment, which is amazing. My upload stream is better than most people's download streams. So once I've got it on cable, it will be all singing, all dancing, amazing stuff. Hi, Dan. Until then, okay, I'm having a bit of a problem here. Because I can't get Facebook to open. I love my Mac. I really, really love my Mac. It's amazing. It's way better for this sort of stuff than my computer, my PC. But honestly, if you want to do many things at once, but not do any of them particularly well, you want a PC. Because Microsoft is multitasking amazingness. But it can't do anything particularly well, it just can do everything all at once. A Mac will do one thing at a time and do it superbly. But if you so much as ask it to breathe at the same time, it's like, it can't walk and chew gum at the same time, okay? And all I'm trying to do is open Facebook, and it just won't open. So, I need to ask somebody. Oh, Tracy's here. Foxy, can you do me a favour, sweetheart? Can you go onto Facebook on Rhomany's Realm, /Rhomany's Realm, my actual page. On my page, I just had a look. I just posted earlier that I was going live on the event, and I said if anybody's got any class questions, post them here. Would you just go and check for me if there are any, and if there are, put them in here so that I can see them, please. Because I simply cannot open another window. It's just not having it. Would you like me to post on Facebook for you? Yes, you can if you like, Bren. You can let people know. As always, if you are capable of tweeting or putting it on Facebook or sharing it anywhere, please do let people know that I'm live. Use the link or the share button to let people know, because I can't do it. I have posted that I'm live, but my CPU is up to 50% at the moment, and I'm only running my streaming program and one Chrome window. That's it. If I try and do anything else, it's going to overload. It shot up to 70 just trying to open Facebook. Thanks, Foxy. I'm calling you Foxy because Tracy R might be here, and it's easier to say Foxy than Tracy and Tracy R. I'll get you mixed up if I call you both Tracy. Okay, hello everybody. Should we get started now? Goodness me. Right. As always, if you have anything that you want me to see that's important, put it in the chat in caps lock, as people are already doing. If you have trouble with either the sound disappears. The sound is now working, definitely. So if you lose sound, it's your end. If you lose the screen, if it goes black, it's my end. It means that my stream has stopped. Wait patiently for a couple of seconds and I should be back. It should auto start. Sometimes it's a little bit more than a few seconds. Sometimes it's 5 minutes because I have to restart the actual program. But I come back. Just stay on the same screen and it will come back. If you get green screen or horrible pixelation, that is you not getting the stream. Or it is my stream has gone a bit flaky all of a sudden. It will happen because it's on Wi-Fi. As I said earlier, I'm getting a cable delivered that I'll be able to cable it up from the other side of my room where my box is to in here, and that will be sorted. If you are constantly getting green screen, just refresh until you don't. It's that simple. That's all I can tell you. And also, some people were saying the other day that I'm sorry, I've got an itchy nose. 1 second. Let me grab a tissue. Oh, itchy nose. Oh, that's better. It's probably a dog hair. Hi, Doreen. Hi, Amy. I always call you Amy, don't I? It's not Amy, it's Ailey. Well, if I say Amy, I'm talking to you. Oh, Muzung. I always want to call you Pig. Muzung Princess. I don't mean that in a rude way. I always want to call you Pig. Pink Pig for some reason. Did you have a username that used to have pig in it? Dusk Angel, hi. Hello. Right. Let's get on with the show, shall we? We're already a little bit late. As always, in the replay, I will chop this out and we will not have the ridiculous chat at the beginning. And if I overrun, or if I, like now, it's 6:15. The show should have really started at 6, but it takes... Thank you, Tracy. Yeah, if you would. If you have questions about classes, you can type them in the chat in capitals, or you can go over to Facebook and put them on there if you can't open it. I know some of you are mobile, so you might not be able to open 2 screens at the same time. But you can post on Facebook. For me, Tracy is going to keep an eye on it because she's a love. Foxy, Tracy Fox there, she's my other admin. She helps me out with my Facebook groups and stuff and just generally keeps an eye on things. So if you've joined a class, not a class, a Facebook group, either Witchy Wednesday or my Rhomany's Realm group for my students, and you've been let in, then it's probably Tracy, because I forget to check. She's an angel. Diane, I don't know why I always want to call you Pig. Oh, right. Muzungo. Right. For those who can't see the chat, her screen name is Muzungu Princess, and Muzungu, I hope I'm saying that right, is an East African word meaning traveller, although it's also used as slang these days for a white person. So there you go. Muzungu is East African for traveller. That can go in your journals. Speaking of journals, let's start there, shall we? Flipping to the other camera. Here we go, boys and girls. This is my everyday journal. It's upside down. This is the Black Believe journal. Oh my goodness. Everybody emails me about this journal every time I show it. And some people have asked me every time I've shown it. even though I answer them every time I've shown it. It's the same journal I've been using since June. It's just... I'm sorry, I got distracted because I was reading Muzungu Princess's comment. Oh, you used to teach in Uganda. Well, how interesting. Cool. Yeah, this is the same journal I've been using since July. I call it my little black book. It is actually I found out it's a Bible journal. It doesn't have anything in Bible in it, but that's why it looks like a little Bible, apparently. It's for Bible journaling. And it has the Believe quote on the front. And if you desperately want one, go onto eBay and search for thick black journal. And this and another one with like a Celtic design will come up. I haven't tried the Celtic design one. I don't know if it's got the same paper, but it is a tiny bit bigger. This is 6 by 4.5, and the other one I think is 6 by 5. So it's like an incy bit bigger. But I love this little thing. It's fabulous. I've been working on it from the front to the middle here. I did like 200 odd pages, and the spine started to warp, because with a bound book you're always better working front back, or even front middle back, in order to spread the stress on the spine. It's like when you're screwing in something into a wall. You don't screw in one screw and then the other screw. You put all the screws in halfway, then you tighten them to touch tight, then you tighten them properly. But you do it 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't do one in, because, you know, things get out of line and things get warped and all sorts of horribles happens. Anyway, same principle with a bound book. This is glue bound, canvas bound, and it's also got stitching, so it's an extremely good binding. It really is holding up very well. But in order to ease the strain on the book, rather than going past the midpoint, I decided to start from the back, and then somebody had the awesome idea, why don't you just flip it upside down and then you've got a new front. So that's what I did. So I've got June to the end of September, and then October, hopefully through to Christmas. I haven't been doing a lot of journaling because I'm really busy with classes and stuff at the moment. So I really haven't been doing a huge amount of journaling in my book, but I will be at some point because I need to do a catch up. Hello Jane, you're not late, it's fine. You don't get points docked for being late, you're all right. Because it got a little bit wild, I've been using the elastic the little fox elastic that I made last year for my Hobonichi. This is based on the Hobonichi bookmark, stretcher mark, not bookmark, stretch closure, that's it. And if you look back in my, I believe it was a creative quickie, I showed you how to make this. It's very simple. It's a shanked button with some elastic on. That's all it is. It's very, very simple. Anybody could make it. Go and have a look at that video if you want to make one. And it very simply, it just wraps around like that and closes. Whoops. Very simply, it just wraps around like that and closes. Okay, it's really, really easy to use. You could, of course, also put a hole through and turn it into like a Midori, which is what I was thinking of doing. I was thinking of doing that originally, just putting a hole in here so that I could have an elastic that I used as a Midori, but I was a bit worried that for how thick it's going to get, I probably wouldn't be able to start with the right length of elastic. I'd have to gradually make the elastic longer. But also, if I'd done that, I wouldn't have been able to turn it around like that. So I'm quite glad I didn't now. I think being able to use half of it that way and then turn it over and use the other half this way is much better. Now, of course, if you're going to use this just for writing, there's no need to do that. The only reason I'm doing that is because I've got stuff stuck in here. And even though it doesn't go into the binding, I never, if I can possibly help it, I never go right into the spine. I don't do this whole washi tape down every bit of spine thing that so many people do. Even that, that goes across the thing, but it's split. So I glued it down, and then I used my craft knife to split it. There's actually a split between the two pieces of paper. So nothing is actually in the spine causing a problem. And even so, it's still got quite chunky. So if you're going to put things in it, it will get chunky, it will splay open, and etc. But if you're just going to use it as a writing journal or a bullet journal, a couple of people are using it as a bullet journal, which is an excellent idea. That would certainly last you a year as a bullet journal, I would have thought. Then this, you can just use it normally. You don't need to do that. I'm only doing it because I've got so much stuff in here that I don't want to warp the spine. And it was getting to the point where the spine was starting to buckle. So I'm easing the stress on that half of the spine by starting to use this half. I hope that makes sense. So I'll do a quick flip. Like I said, I haven't really done much. This is all stuff that I was doing when I had it the other way round. I was writing in the back of the book, like my pen test pages and things like that, and a bit of an index and things I was trying, some confidential information, stuff like that, and I just clipped it all together so that it's out of the way. My bookmarks. Everybody asks me about these bookmarks. I got them when I was in Germany last year. I've also got a Hitman one, but I don't like that one so much. I've got the Raven and I've got the Hatchet. And my hatchet is breaking off. Oh my goodness me. I'll have to fix that. Must have done that while I was in my bag yesterday. I'll have to put a bit of... Yeah, it's cracking. It just needs a bit of reinforcement on the back. So I will do that. Okay, that was holding that page together because that's personal. So, quick flip for you. This is my October intro page, which I'm still playing with. I then have a page where I went to the cinema and I put my cinema ticket in. I've got some of this stuff, which is... I can't really show you without showing you what's underneath. Oh, I've got a bit in here. Hang on. This is... from a baggie. Somebody sent me some bags like these. I've got about 12 of them for putting... They sent me them because they thought I might like them for sending out stuff in. But I kept a couple because aren't they cool? So where I've got something that's personal and I don't really want people to just immediately be able to see it, I just washi tape it down on that side, or you know, this side, or wherever that personal bit is. And then I've got a kind of a way of keeping things private without covering them up. Oh, Deb being sick in bed. My stars for the month. I was just doing some lettering. I was just playing, doodling, watching. Guess what? Nightmare Before Christmas. And yes, I managed to spell something wrong. Something strange. Hi, Claire. Yeah, something strange, which is weird. I don't know how I did that. This is aqua markers. This is the dark green is the neon marker from Letraset, and this is the actual watercolour marker. But these, the neon markers are actually water-based. They are not permanent. Most neon markers. Yes, it did arrive today, Claire, and I'm going to do a proper unboxing. I'm not doing it as a live one. I'm going to do it on probably Tuesday next week. Because I'll have to film it with Scooby, because it's his box, and that could just be crikey. So, yeah, this is water-based. So you can blend it with your water aqua markers. Aqua markers, goodness me, words. Not perfectly, because it's not meant to be watercolour, but it does blend quite nicely. I've got something I need to put in there. Then I did a lot of writing. I found this picture, which is this picture is actually not Maddie. That's Maddie. And that is the dog we had before, which is Cassie. Back in the 80s, we had her. And she died, I think, in 2000. Somewhere around there. Possibly a little bit later. She was quite old when she died. She was like 23 or something, I think. But when I met Maddie, I looked at her and I was like, oh my God, you remind me of Cassie. And that was it. It was love at first sight. A really cool bookmark that I got from Book Depository. If I buy books, a lot of people have been emailing me, especially since last week, about books that I buy. I buy all my books on Amazon. All of them, because I get points. I go through easy fundraising onto Amazon, and all my donations, like 3% of everything that I buy on Amazon goes to UK German Shepherd Rescue. Basically, just go on easy fundraising if you're in the UK and look for your chosen whatever you want to support, you know, breast cancer, or all the major charities are on there. In fact, all charities are on there that I've looked for. I happen to support UK German Shepherd Rescue, and you know, even things like ordering a pizza. You know, if you order a pizza, I always, if we have Scary Movie Night, we order our pizza on Just Eat, and we do it through easy fundraising, and then, you know, 0.1% of, or 0.5% of my pizza goes towards UK GSR, and it adds up. You know, especially if you buy a lot online, like I do. Almost everything I do is online. So I always go to easy fundraising first and see if there's a link, because usually there's a basic of 1%. So even if they only get 10p, it's 10p they didn't have before. And so far I've raised, in the last year, I've raised £86, which is £86 there was no way I could have just handed them. So yeah, that's a good way of doing things. Anyway, the point of that was, on Amazon, when you go to Amazon, you obviously, in Marketplace, there's a lot of established shops, and Book Depository is one of them. And Book Depository is nearly always cheaper than the Amazon price. They do it deliberately. But they charge you postage. Now, because I do a lot of this as part of my business, my postage I claim back on my business. So for me, it actually works out better not to have the free postage, because I can claim the free postage back. So Book Depository, every time you get a book from them, they send you a bookmark, was the point of all that. Will you chat live your paint reviews? The paint reviews I was talking about the other day, depends. I will be using some of the deco art ones, because I'm a deco art helping artist now. But normal reviews, like if somebody sent me like the Chalkola markers I need to review, that's going out next week. That will be a recorded video. I'm not. I don't know why, but an awful lot of people think that because I'm doing live shows now, I won't be doing recorded videos. It's not an either or. I can do both. It's similar to, you know, when I start using this book, everybody was like, have you stopped using your Midori now? And I'm like, no, I'm just using it for something else. Anyway, yeah, the deco arts. Yeah, I will be using those live. I haven't really had a chance to play about with them very much, and I'm not an acrylic artist. I'm a mixed media artist, so don't expect me to be doing lots of acrylic painting. But I will be using them as part of what I already do, because obviously you can do acrylic washes and stuff like that, and I've used them with layering techniques and things. You can use them as a base coat for your pencils and your markers and all that kind of thing, which is what I've already been doing. You know, if you look back on my old Ustreams from 3 years ago, I've got them on there, doing the same layering techniques that I use now. So yeah, I will be using them in live shows. That's the whole point of doing the live shows, is because I'm now doing this thing with deco arts. As I said the other day, I'm not here to sell you deco art. Okay, I'm not here to sell you on the Americana paints or this, that and the other. I'm just showing you how you can use them and what you can do with craft paint. If you prefer Anita's craft paint or Bob Ross's paint or whatever it is you can get at your local Michael's or Hobby Lobby or Hobbycraft or wherever it is that you buy your paints, most craft paint is the same. It's either glossy or it's chalky. Nearly all the Deco Arts stuff that I will be using, I'll be using the Americanas primarily, and the craft acrylics, which are kind of a step down. 2 coats of craft acrylic equals Americana, 1 coat. So Americana is a bit more expensive, but it's a bit more cost effective because you only have to use 1 coat of it. It's more colour saturated, it's not as transparent. Although there are some transparent colours, and now I'm waffling. Anyway, this is what happens when people ask me a question. Yes, I will be using my Deco Arts, but I'm not here to convince you to buy them. I'm just going to show you what they do and what I do with them and how they work. And, you know, if you decide you want to buy them, then, you know, they're a good deal if that's what you want. Incidentally, I've broken up all my Deco Arts. Next door was throwing out some Haribo boxes because she's got Halloween stuff. And I've broken these all up. These were all in strips of 6 or 8, like this. They were split like that. Not split, joined like that. All of the pack ones, the 6 packs, I've cut in half so they fit in the box. That's the only reason I've cut them in half. I want to keep them together. So I cut the whole thing in half. And then all these, which were originally 2 rows of 8, I've split up because I thought it would be better. And I've got one there that at some point I'll show you how to cut that apart. I left one still together so I could show you. But God, we're already half an hour in. Doesn't time fly? Anyway, from here on in, it's just bits and pieces I've stuck in. I really haven't done an awful lot. I've got some writing to catch up on. I tend to write things in my head and then I come back to it. So, yeah, not an awful lot in there. Like I said, I've got a busy head at the moment. Lots of stuff going on. Right, what I also have is, I'll show you this very quickly. This cover is an A5 journal cover that I had back in the 80s. I had this one when I was in high school. It came with a cheap Collins hardback book in it, basically. Hardback diary, page-a-day diary. And I never ever threw this away because it's leather. Why would you throw it away? I just took the diary out and I reused it and reused it and reused it. Well, guess what fits perfectly inside it? Mahobanichi. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've changed how I'm using this for my bullet journal and I will be doing a proper video on it. I'm not going to go into it now, I don't have time. But very, very simply, I'm using my monthly for tracking. I'm using my weekly here for my bullet journaling and appointments. And the daily stuff I've actually split up like a notebook. So I will go into that at another day. I will do a proper video on it. But this is, it should have a button there, but the button split. It needs a shank to button. But I want one that's got a Celtic knot on it or something like that. So once it has a button, that will wrap round and then that closes nicely. And it's less bulky than the Hobonichi cover. I love my Hobonichi cover, but it's a bit thick and junky. So, moving swiftly on. I have lots of Happy Mail to get through. Okay, let me grab a bit of my coffee. First and foremost, let me show you what arrived yesterday morning. I am stunned, and massive thank yous to whoever sent this. I don't know who it is, okay? There is no indication on it at all where it came from. There isn't even a return address. It looks like it came through an Amazon buyer, but I don't know who. It may not even be Amazon. I mean, you know, you can't tell. It could be, not Amazon. What am I talking about? eBay. It looks like it might have come from an eBay seller, but I don't know. It doesn't even, I can't even really tell what country it came from. It doesn't say on the packaging anywhere. And it's all a business thing, so it doesn't have any you know, I can't look at the stamps and go, does anybody recognise the stamps from this country? Anyway, yeah, don't ask me where they came from. I do not know. You ready? Boom. Oh yeah. Now, let me show you what this is. Can you tell what it is yet? Oh no, I don't want to do that. No, he's horrible. We don't do him anymore. Guess what it is? Guess what it is? Maddie wants to guess what it is. Hello, Maddie. Hello, Maddie. Do you want to come and say hello? Do you want to come and say hello, darling? You can come and say hello. Come on then. Come up and say hello. Up, 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 up. Come on then. Come on, don't make me lean back like that. Come on. Here she comes. Come and say hello. Come and say hello. No, she's not coming up. I tried. Oh, here she is. Here's her puppy. Hello, puppy. Say hello to your fans. Say hello to everybody. Mwah. Hi, Snuffler. Okay. What? Oh, she says, I want to see what it is. She wants to see what it is. I'm going to show you what it is. Oh, come on, get down now. Behave yourself. It's a good girl. I offered to let you get up and you didn't get up, so you're just going to have to stay down there now. Goodness me. Anyway, my chat stopped. 1 second. There we go. It is an A5 black journal. I know, right? I'm like, oh my god. Seriously? Look! It's exactly the same. 480 pages. It's a little bit dinted. I think it got dinted in the post. But, oh, I don't care. It's beautiful. Same paper, same everything. 480 pages, but more bigger in it. So, just for comparison, it's not exactly twice the size because this is A5 and this is not A6. This is 6 by 4.5. So there's the comparison in size. You can see basically it's the same thickness, etc., etc. Same cover, same quote. It's even got the same spelling mistake on the cover because it's in English. It says, believe. I believe that the most beautiful thing is worth waiting and the sweetest fruit needs patience. Yes, they missed a whole word out there. Anyway, yes, an A5 one. Oh, I just keep stroking it. It's exactly the same. Exactly. Gold edging. Same number of pages, 480 pages. 2 bookmarks, brown and red. And no, I don't know where it came from. Don't ask me. I've looked on the internet. I can't find an A5 one anywhere. So don't ask. I don't know. And then, you want to see what else I've got? I've got a shopping bag down here on the left that I'm just dumping stuff in so that I don't get... I've got like a conveyor belt. There's a pile over here, and it's coming here, and then it's going in the bag. Otherwise, my desk is going to be a craft lunch. Are you ready? Are you ready? Do you know what else I've got? I have been on eBay since yesterday looking for an A5 one. I cannot find an A5 one anywhere. And I am the Google queen. I am amazing on Google. There is not much I cannot find very, very quickly, and I cannot find this anywhere. Guess what else I've got? Have a guess! Have a guess! You can't guess. Bam! Oh! Oh, what's that? What is it? I'll tell you what it is. Look. Instead of gold, it's grey. Ignore that mark, that's my nail varnish. I chipped my nail on it earlier. That happens. It's not silver, it's grey. It's very, very pretty. What does that mean? Well, I'll tell you what it means. Oh my goodness me. Same size, A5. Same physical thickness. The paper is different. Check this out. I'm just blown away by this. 600 pages because the paper is a little bit thinner. And look. Oh my God. I know, just take it in for a second. Breathe it in. I know, breathe it in. Cream paper. Not solid lines. They're like somebody's drawn them with a dip pen. They're broken up. They're very, very, very soft grey. Greyed around the edges. I love this. This is what I did with my Book of Shadows. For those of you who watched Witchy Wednesday, this is what I did with my Book of Shadows with my inks because I wanted cold edged. Oh! Now, I'm not a big fan of the lines because I have tiny writing. I could probably fit 3 lines of my writing into here, but honestly, the lines are not so intrusive that I couldn't just work over them. So I'm not bothered about them. And down here there is a little quote. You can probably see it says, "Love looks not with the eyes but with the mind," which I really like. I think that's beautiful. Again, it's supposed to be a Bible journal. Can't find one anywhere. I don't know where it came from. It turned up with the gold one. Obviously somebody who watches my show. Thank you. I suspect it's one of those things that you can only find in like little Korean shops somewhere. So maybe Renee can find one. Renee actually lives in Korea, so she might be able to find one in some little bookstore somewhere. She might find one. But I suspect that's the case. You have to find it in like a little market in Korea or something. And there's only like 2 people who sell them in the entire world. I don't know. But just breathe. Breathe it in. Breathe it in. Look at it. I'll stroke it for you. Here you go. The paper is so smooth. So smooth. If I get a chance at the end of the show, I actually want to do some testing of the paper. Because this paper, I know the other paper holds up to just about anything. It doesn't take alcohol inks, but it will take just about anything else. This one is quite a bit thinner, but it's the same paper. It's the same cotton press paper. Cotton paper is amazing. It's thin, but I'll bet it's like Midori paper. Because it's obviously, I mean, the original Believe journal that I have, the little black book. You found them on Amazon? Oh no. Don't tell me that. I'll be buying them in bulk. The original Believe journal I have is thicker paper and it takes just about anything. This is thinner paper. I don't even know if this will take inks. I haven't tried it yet. So if I get time at the end of the show, I will try that. But isn't it beautiful? This, I think, is going to be my new Book of Shadows because even with the lines, I can draw over this. I can paint over this. I could use acrylics on this and it would be fine because you don't use water with acrylics, so it will only buckle a tiny bit. So I'm really not bothered by the lines at all. If you want one that doesn't have lines, get the gold-edged one, not the grey-edged one. But, oh, isn't it just, oh my God. I'll just get another stroke for you. Oh, does it have the same misspelling? Yes, it has the same misspelling on the front. Maybe they, like, you can buy them in one place in the entire world, and this was just a batch that happened to have a misspelling on the front. And there's, like, only 100 in the world or something. I don't know. Oh, you can get Bible journals at Barnes & Noble. Oh, fantastic! Is it the same as my Believe journal, or is it very, very similar? Like, basically exactly the same, but it's not the Believe journal. Is it, like, really chunky with lots of thin paper pages? Because apparently that's the whole point of the Bible journals, is that they have thin paper, so that they're like a Bible. And I know somebody will probably hate me for saying this, but don't hate on me because it's, you know, it's all spirituality as far as I'm concerned. I don't knock your religion, so don't knock mine. But I love the fact that this looks like a Bible and that I could use it for my Book of Shadows. I do, because it's my spirituality. Spiritual books, in my view, should look special. They should look special. To me. If you like just a plain little notebook, that's great. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that either. But, you know, a Bible or a Quran or the Jewish Old Testament or whatever, you buy them, they're beautiful because they're, you know, they've got the gilding and they've got the edging and they just look really nice because usually they're given as gifts at like bar mitzvahs or christenings or whatever. So they tend to look really nice. The manufacturer or supplier seems to be fairy season. Oh, that's interesting. Do you know what I'm going to do? I think what I'll do, anybody who finds any information about this, so all you people who have found this book or the bigger books or whatever, anyone who's found information on it, email it to me, rhomany@gmail.com. I will collate all the information together and I will hand it to Anna Brim. Because she has an Etsy shop. She does, you know, she buys in bulk from manufacturers. If anybody can get hold of a few to put on Etsy, it's going to be her. And I'll see if she'll do that, if she can source them for a good price. Because there's a difference between a distributor and a manufacturer. So any information you can find, send it to me and I will see what we can do to source a few and see if Anna will get a few in. Or at least, you know, perhaps she'll be happy to do a pre-order if she can get like 20 people who want them or something like that. All journals are special. Yeah. Yes, but not... what am I trying to say? Yes, but... Yes, they are special, but... They're special because of what you put in them, not because of how they look when you buy them, for me. Yes, obviously you want to buy a nice book to work in. But there's a danger in getting a really nice book that you think, oh, no, I don't want to touch it because I'll ruin it. People who are keeping spiritual journals, even if it's got the gold edging or the silver edging or the pretty paper or whatever, by and large, they tend to think, well, it's to do with my spirituality, therefore it's special, therefore I can't really mess it up. All journals are equal, some are more equal than others. Thank you, Diane, that's exactly what I was trying to say. Yes, all journals are equal, some are more equal than others. And I happen to like, you know, having a spiritual book, or the idea of having a Book of Shadows that looks a little bit like the traditional, you go out and buy one. Spiritual books, because obviously a Book of Shadows you write yourself, Bible journaling you write yourself, things like that. But an actual Bible, an actual Quran, an actual Old Testament, you would buy one, and usually as a gift for somebody else, and it would look a bit special. And I like the idea that I can have a Book of Shadows that looks a bit special like this. I love my Pentacle one, but the paper's crap. If you missed Wednesday's show, you will know all about it. And following on from that, I also want to say I'm going to come on face cam for this one. Hello. Oh, it's getting a bit dark back there. The sun's gone down. George Orwell. What's George Orwell got to do with it? Oh, is that a quote from George Orwell? Because obviously it's based on the Declaration of Independence thingy, isn't it? All men are equal. That's my... Goodness me, that's the alarm for 10:02. Crikey. We're going to end up doing a 3-hour show, aren't we? I talk too much. Okay. Now I've forgotten what I was going to say. What was I going to say? What was I talking about? Oh yes, Witchy Wednesday. I did do Witchy Wednesday live, and I will do Witchy Wednesday live. Oh, all animals are equal, some are more equal than others from Animal Farm. Okay, thank you. I've not read Animal Farm. I don't know why I've not read Animal Farm. I think I started it and it really boring. Witchy Wednesday. I had someone email me saying that they really wanted to come to the live shows, but they were a bit disappointed that it was a witchy one because they're not into that kind of thing. Now, I happen to know that the person who emailed me is Christian, but they're not Christian, you know. The Christian ones who very often they're Mormon, LDS, is that it? Latter-day Saints, yeah. They take it very seriously. They do scripture journaling, they do Bible journaling, all that kind of stuff. They are very, very strict about what they believe. And amazingly enough, those are the ones who come along to my show because they want to be able to do their books like we do ours. They ignore the fact that I'm doing different stuff to them, or I believe different stuff to them, and they're just like, I'm here for the art, nothing else. I'm ignoring what else you're doing, I'm just here for the art. And yet, the ones who are Christian but don't really push it, they tend to be the ones who are like, oh no, I'm not into that witchy stuff. Calm down. As we say here in the UK, calm your tits. Okay, I don't teach witchcraft. I am a pagan. I believe in witchcraft. I practice witchcraft. I write my book about witchcraft, but I do not teach it. What I am teaching in my Witchy Wednesday classes, in my Witchy Wednesday group, in my Witchy Wednesday live classes, anything like that, I am teaching you how to make art in a spiritual book. I might draw the goddess Morrigan. You can draw Virgin Mary? Keep your wig on. Oh yeah, I might have to use that one. Keep your wig on. That's quite appropriate, isn't it? Yes. Yeah, keep your wig on. Calm your tits. Keep your wig on. Yeah, all you who I don't do that sort of stuff. I don't associate with those kind of people. If you don't want to associate with those kind of people, that's fine. Don't come. But you are missing out on a big chunk of art stuff and things that I do, because if you want to learn techniques like aging paper or doing parchment or some of the calligraphy that I do, not lettering but calligraphy, anything like that, then you're missing out. You're not going to, you know, there is no difference in me drawing a goddess, you know, whether it's Luna or Morrigan or whatever, and showing you how I'm doing it. At the same time, you could be drawing the Virgin Mary. You could be using the same techniques to draw what you believe in. Okay? So get down off your high horses, people. If you don't want to come to my Witchy Wednesday classes, that's fine, don't come. But what you're missing out on is art. I am not teaching witchcraft and paganism. I am a witch and I am a pagan, but I'm not teaching it. Okay? I don't teach that. I teach art. And paper stuff. And how to use a dip pen. If you really want to use lamp black ink and a dip pen, then that's what you missed out when I did my Calm Your Tits is going in your journal. Yeah, I might have to put that. I've not heard that one before. No, not Calm Your Tits. That's what we say. Keep your wig on. That's going to have to go in my journal because I've not heard that one. You know, we can all draw our own things. It doesn't matter that you believe something different. You believe something different, you write something different, that's fine. I am not going to sit here and teach you how to write a spell, okay? I'm going to show you how I write something spell-like in my book, and you can interpret that as a recipe, for goodness sake. You could write Grandma's recipe for your favourite Eccles cakes, for all I care. It's just how to do it in your book. It's not teaching you witchcraft, okay? I had to put that out there because I did have quite a stinking email from somebody. And I sent quite a stinking response back, frankly, because I don't appreciate people ramming their thing down my throat when I don't do it to them. And they hadn't even come along to the show. That was what really annoyed me. They were telling me how they didn't appreciate what I was doing on my show when they hadn't actually come to the show. They had refused to come to the show because of what I was doing on the show, which they had no idea about because, frankly, until I did it, I had no idea what I was going to do. So, yeah. If you've got a high horse and you want to sit on it, that's fine. Kindly point it in the other direction and ride it away from here. If you want to park your horse somewhere and come and join us and learn some stuff, that's great. Everybody is welcome, and nobody will bash anybody for anybody else's beliefs. And we have actually, in our Witchy Wednesday group, we have some amazing conversations where, you know, I will ask a question or somebody will ask a question and one person will say, oh, well, from my point of view, this is what I believe is a pagan, or this is what I believe is a druid. Shamans believe this. We've got one girl who is a Catholic and a Native American Indian. So she has the shamanic tradition, but she's also a strict Catholic. And when I say strict, she is strict. We're talking, there are very few people I would say are devout. She is devout. And she's Orthodox. But she's also Native American. She has that history. She has that ancestry. She understands the shamanic tradition. And she is willing to talk about it with anybody who wants to learn. She shares her information that she knows. What she believes is neither here nor there. She knows about it. She shares it. And I love the fact that we have some very, very strict Mormons in the group who are happy to tell us what they believe according to what they interpret in the Bible. I've got to say, I love the Mormons. I think I'm right in saying that the Mormons are the LDS. I think they're the same thing. If they're not, then they're both cool. But honestly, I'm going to say both groups just in case they're not the same, because I'm honestly, I don't know. But LDS, Mormons, the very, very, very strict, devout Christians, honestly, they are the only people who I have never heard quote to me, "Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live." You know why? Because most of them have read the original Bible translations and the original translations from the original Jewish instead of the King James crap. Hardly any of them use the King James Bible. They use a previous Bible. The King James Bible is where the whole witch thing came in because he wanted to start the witch hunting. He was using that to cut out paganism so that he could push his agenda. It was a political move. And I get really annoyed with people who use all that, you know, what it says in the Bible is this. Well, actually, if you go back to the original Bible, and by the way, I've studied the original Bible in the original Jewish, or at least the Old Testament, because I studied theology. Actually, what it says is something completely different. It's not translatable. The word is not translatable. It doesn't translate to witch because there is not a translation for it. So, you know, the very, very strict Christians tend to understand that because they are so orthodox, they're using a pre-King James Bible. In fact, I think, I'm not 100% sure, but don't the Latter-day Saints have their own version? Don't they have their own translation that only they use? I believe I'm right in saying that. I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, I don't really know an awful lot about it. What I will tell you is some of the most enlightening spiritual conversations I have ever had have been with either Mormons or Jehovah's Witnesses. Jehovah's Witnesses, I love when they come to the door. I invite them in for a cup of tea. Because nobody else does. And I'm like, I'm not one of you. I'm never going to be one of you. And you're not going to convert me. But I'd love to have a chat. Come in and have a cup of tea. And they're like, oh, yes, please. It's freezing out here. Oh, anyway. Going to have a bit of a coffee. Right, so anyway, that's my soapbox. I'll get down off it now. I'm sorry. I had to say that because I don't bash anybody else's religion for anything. Even when people bash me, I don't bash them back. I don't believe in that. Part of my belief structure is that basically we all believe the same thing. We just do it in different ways. As we said earlier, all journals are created equal. I believe that all religions are created equal. Spirituality comes through every single religion. And it should come through every single religion. You know, there is nothing wrong with people who read the Torah or anything like that. They have their belief structure, just like Buddhists. I mean, Buddhism isn't really a religion, it's a philosophy. But, you know, that's what they believe, and that's fine. You're Hindu. Oh, I love the Hindu gods. When I was a kid, I was such a nerd. It's part of Asperger's. I'm such a nerd. I had, I think, every book on mythology ever written. I literally had thousands of them. thousands of them. And I would drink up all the Greek myths and the Roman myths and the Norse myths and everything, and I loved the pantheon of the Hindu gods. Oh, I love the stories. It's at the end of the day, and I know I'm going on about this a bit, but I'm trying to put it in terms that people can understand. At the end of the day, religion is simply us numpties down here, wandering around this planet, trying to explain and or justify our own existence. Taking our own consciousness and saying, whoa, what the F am I doing here? It's answering the age-old question, what is life? Why am I here? What am I supposed to be doing? And what happens next? That is all religion is. And you take all these different stories and they got separated into different books. So, you know, you have your Stephen King version over here with his short stories, and you have your Neil Gaiman version over here, and you have your Grimm's fairy tales over here. It's exactly the same thing, except in religion you have the ancient religions, the Greeks, the Romans, the Aztecs, the Egyptians. You have the Abrahamic traditions, you know, the Christians and the Jewish and all that. And then you have the Eastern religions. You have the Hindu and the philosophy of Buddha and all that kind of stuff. It's all the same thing. It's lots and lots of different people making up stories to justify their own existence. That's all it is. Lots of comments in the things. Lots of comments in the things. Oh, I've got to scroll back now. Foxy found a link. Okay, if you want a link, Foxy and Claire have both found links on Amazon to the Believe Journal in the bigger size. Ooh, Amazon UK. Damn it, I'll have to go and buy one now, just in case they run out. Although I don't think there's going to be many people who'll want the lined one, so I might be alright. I like the lined one. But you only need one anyway. Yeah, it's going to take me years to get through that one. Vanessa, hello Vanessa. Hi Jean, hi Wolfen. The Mormons do use their own version of the Bible. Thank you. Thank you. I thought that was correct, but I wasn't entirely sure. It's, as far as I recall, it's similar to... Is it the Torah? Like the Jewish version of the Old Testament is different to the King James version of the Old Testament, because it was the original Jewish, it's in the original Jewish. So it's translated from ancient Hebrew into modern Hebrew, I believe, or slightly older, archaic Hebrew, but like way, way back. You know, like Oldie English, Middle English, and what we have now. And then there's Tuxed Speak, which is just weird. But yeah, I think that's where it comes from, isn't it? Just a different translation, I think. And it predates King James. It's also very interesting because they always have footnotes. I noticed that on the LDS Bibles that I've seen, they've always have footnotes. And it nearly always links two pieces of scripture together, and it tells you if one piece of scripture contradicts another piece of scripture, which I think is fascinating. I love that about their books. There was a TV show on last week, a 3-parter with a curly-haired history woman. Although his story is literally what history is. Notice the patriarchal there. I'm going to start calling it her story. Her story. Her story. It's on everything. Witch trials. Ooh! How they came about. What channel was that on, Claire? Because I'll have to look that up. I watch anything on the witch trials. Oh! The Last Witch Hunter comes out next week. Just as an aside. My ex would have them in roast dinner. I don't know what we were talking about then, so I'm sorry. Oh, she's talking about the King James Bible next week. Excellent. I'll have to look that one up because I love those kind of things. I'm Hindu, but fascinated by the Book of Shadows. Yeah. Well, again, it's just... if I'm doing, again, if I'm doing a page on the Morrigan, you know, a goddess, a Celtic goddess, where she comes from, the story of her, the various myths around her, the various beliefs around her, it's no different to writing a page on Ganesh. It's just a different god. He still has traditions and myths and beliefs and ways that people tend to worship him. And he has, you know, Ganesh has the elephant associated with him, obviously. Morrigan has the crow associated with her. Isn't he just cute? And yes, he has a name. His name is Quoth. He is Quoth the Raven. Little nod to Terry Pratchett there. Those who know me will know why. But yes, that's his name. He is Quoth the Raven. Yeah. What's the other one? Brahma. Is it Lord Brahma? He has like various different hounds and things associated with him. It's exactly the same thing. It's all exactly the same thing. It's nothing different to, you know, Diana and her wolfhounds. Always believe there's only one higher being. Yeah. A lot of people believe there is some form of higher consciousness, whether it is a group of higher consciousnesses or a single higher consciousness or chi or spiritual energy or karma or whatever it is. A lot of people believe in that there is something. There's something out there, you know. And that's all we do in my witchy group. It just happens that I'm pagan, so it's a witchy group. And yes, there is predominantly witches, but nobody's allowed in who is going to cause any problems with anybody else's beliefs. Anybody causes any trouble whatsoever, they don't even get a warning, they're out. I won't stand for it. Live and let live. Do your own thing. Sent a couple of links on Facebook. Thank you, Tamika. I'll have a look and see if we can get Anna to perhaps stock a couple in her shop. Witch Hunter Century of Murder. Fantastic. Thank you. Oh, you sent me the link. Excellent. James I. Yeah. Oh, Channel 4. And Channel 5. Oh, Channel 4 and Channel 5. Excellent. We'll have a look. I should go and watch those. They're probably on because The Witch Hunter comes out next week. Yeah, King James is the first translation of the Bible. I think it was rewritten by James V, was it? But James I is the one who caused all the trouble. You thought the crow was going to go corn, corn. No, he goes caw, caw. He's got like 3 or 4 different caws. It's awesome. When he's on motion, he does like 5 or 6 different things, and he lights up and his wings wave and he waddles and things. But when he's just on button, he just goes caw, caw, caw. It reminds me. Oh, now they're not going to like the language. So if there's any little ones listening, Kenzie, if you're watching, cover your ears. It reminds me of that bit in The Crow. Little impression for you. Caw, bang, fuck, I'm dead. Oh, I love it. Anyway. Right. It's 1800. I'm supposed to be stopping. I didn't get to show you any of my Happy Mail other than my big books. Let me switch cameras again and I'll just show you very quickly. Very, very quickly. I received a beautiful parcel from Linda Nolan, who it took me a while to track her down because I knew she'd contacted me somewhere, but I couldn't find her. She sent me, I've put all this back in, I've already been through it all, but she sent me some beautiful stuff. Look, she sent me, look at this. Can't wait to try this. Half the pressure, twice the speed. It is a Palomino Blackwing. I don't think they make these anymore, do they? Aren't these the ones that they don't make anymore? Like, everybody absolutely loves these and the Ticonderogas. I can't wait to try this. Oh, I was blown away by this parcel. She did say to me she was sending me a couple of things that she'd been collecting for me. I've got a little tape runner. I don't know what this is. I think maybe it's supposed to be a pen top, but there's no pen that matches it, so I don't know what it is. I don't know where it came from. It might be it might. Linda, if you're missing the lid off your pen, I've got it. I've got a little tape runner, which I'm not particularly into, like the Etsy stuff. You know what I mean? The owls, the moustaches, the geek glasses, the macaroons. I'm just not into that kind of stuff. But this is a macaroon roller, dudes. Look, it's a washi tape roller thingy that's got macaroons on it. Now that is cool. That is cool. So I'm going to play with that. She also sent me a Pilot Juice pen in brown, which is lovely. That would be nice to use in my new book of shadows. I've been wanting to try those. It is a 0.5, which is a bit thick for me, but I typically find that Pilot pens write a bit thinner than it says. So if it's a 0.7, it will write as a 0.5, and if it's a 0.5, it will write as a 0.3. So it should be okay. But in either case, it will be lovely to draw with, because all Pilot pens, which is one of the reasons I don't use them for writing, all Pilot pens are water soluble. But that does mean it will be really nice. Oh, it's got a flexible clip. How cool is that? It's on a spring. Yeah, this will be really good for writing my book of shadows and drawing in my book of shadows. She sent me some lovely charms, a beautiful bookmark, brass bookmark there that says eclectic on it. Again, that'll go in my book of shadows. A witch's boot. Well, it's a Victorian boot, but it's a witch's boot as far as I'm concerned. Isn't it pretty? I think this is a... Oh, there's all sorts in here. There's like a sheriff's star and stuff. I haven't taken them all out of their little baggies. She sent me a lovely field notes book, one of the new gold edition ones. Some stickers, some lovely papers, some lovely little note papers. Aren't these adorable? They're little bugs. Little bug people, aren't they cute? Oh, and a beautiful stack of... It's just paper. It's just lined paper, but it's really small. It's not even college ruled. It's smaller than college ruled. Which for somebody with tiny writing like me is beautiful. This is exactly how big I would have all books ruled if I had to have ruled books. I got some toffees, Werther's Originals. She sent me these little stickers that are hedgehogs. Aren't they adorable? Little page flag hedgehogs. So cute. She's so generous. I mean, she's, you know, she didn't just send me loads of stuff for the sake of it. She's been collecting this for a while. She told me when she asked for my address, I've been collecting stuff for like a year. I got a little, it's a little coffee cup. Little good morning coffee cup, but it's got a coffee stamp on it. It's very cool, with a heart in it, because I love coffee. It's so sweet. Thank you so much, Linda. That's very, very kind of you. Pop those back in there. And she also sent me, I've got here, I'm not going to take all of this out, but she sent me some 12 by 12 papers, and it's all quite dark type papers. Very dark gothic type papers, which is the stuff I love. And I got a little black one there with owls and trees, and one with spiders' webs, and you know, it's all kind of gothic and ooh, moons. That's pretty. I recognise some of these. That is graphic 48 paper. Some of those black and white stripes. It's all very much the same kind of stuff. You know, the kind of stuff that I like. Spiders' webs and things. And this is, I'm not sure if it's a full ream, it might be, but it's a stack of Tomo River paper. Because we can't get it here. Unless you import it, you can't get it here, and to import it costs a fortune. You simply can't get it. Seven Seas doesn't deliver here. And if they do, it costs so much. I mean, I've just had my Hobonichi come. I paid £30 for my Hobonichi. It's cost me £25 to get it into the country. So, you know, it's what's the word I'm looking for? Preclusive? That's not quite the word I was looking for, but it stops you wanting to import things anyway. And this is a white Prismacolor pencil. Linda knows me well. You can't have too many white Prismacolor pencils. So that was really, really nice, Linda. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. That was such a nice thing to do. And then I also had some happy mail from Lali this week. Lali sent me, I'm going to try and, let me come on camera and show you. You see my necklace? It's actually a charm, but it does up at the front like a necklace. And this is a face. It's like a glass face. And it looks like, it reminds me of, you know, the face in Mirror Mirror on the wall? The Evil Queen's mirror? That's what it reminds me of. Because it's a face, but it's not quite a face. It's just the shape of a face. And it's got these beautiful coloured beads. Like amber and gold and green and yellow and all sorts of beautiful colours. I love that. And she sent me a massive bag of candy corn. Oh! Linda also sent me these. I think it was Linda sent me these. She also sent me a big pouch thing that I've already got stuff in. So, but it was just a big melamine pouch, which is lovely and very useful. But look at these stamps. Big, beautiful Gothic stamps. Aren't they gorgeous? It doesn't say what make they are or where they come from or anything. There's no information on them whatsoever, so I don't know even what font it is. I will see if Linda knows. I will find out. But oh, so gorgeous. Look at that script. It's almost a shame to use them. In fact, what I will do before I take them off of here is I will put a piece of white paper behind them and scan them or photograph them so that I can see the designs, because these black designs wear off after a while, and you know, you lose bits because you've been taking them on and off and stuff, but I'll still have the original designs so I can do the lettering. But oh my god, isn't that beautiful? So that was from Linda. Sorry, I bounced backwards and forwards there between Linda and Lali. Oh, is that you? Alex, is that you? Yes, that must be. Alex0312 is Lali, Lee Alexander, who sent me the beautiful necklace, and she sent me loads of stuff on it. I got so excited opening it all, I forgot to write down what everybody had given me. But she sent me this. She sends me inks, but she also sent me these. These are really interesting. I've got sticky pumpkins, sticky glittery pumpkins. I've also got, they look like chrysanthemums. Dahlias maybe? No, chrysanthemums I'd say. With glittery bits, lovely autumnal colours. I've also got a row of oak, like an oak garland, and she sent me some holly wreaths before as well. That is you! Okay. You have to talk in caps if you're talking to me or I miss it. I only just saw that. These are really interesting. They're like chipboard paper clips. Isn't that interesting? So I'll have a play with those. And I may, because she sent me loads of them, I may send a couple to Anna as well to see what she can do with them, because I know she loves playing with her paper clips. So I may just pass two to Anna to see what she thinks and see what she can do with them, because I'm sure she'll have all sorts of things stuck on hers. I'll probably paint mine. And then I've got some stickers, various Avery stickers in different sizes and things, which is always handy, especially these little dot ones, because like my coffee pot thing, my coffee pot that Linda sent me, instead of having to carry this around and lose it, I can leave it on my desk. I could just get some ink and go Boop, 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 boop. Pop that in my journal, and I've got some stickers to go. Oh, you'd like that? Yeah, all right then. I'll send a couple to Anna. I've got to send some bits to Anna because I've got some tea and stuff for her. So I'll include a couple for Anna because there's about 10 here. There's quite a few. So I'll include a couple of Anna and see what she can come up with as well. Because in all honesty, they are great, and I will have a play with them, but I won't use this many. So I'm more than happy to share a couple with somebody who will also be able to do stuff with them. And then I've got a little baggie of bits. I love my little baggies of bits. I haven't taken these out yet, but it looks like little die-cut flower type things and little stickers and stuff, which is always cool. You can never have too many stickers. And she sent me some more inks. So when I test my... oh, there we go, because I haven't tested my inks yet. Look at this beautiful colour. This pink. It's called Hope Pink from Diamine. I don't know if it's coming up on that, but oh my goodness me, it's beautiful. It's hot, 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 hot pink. In fact, oh, well, it'd be different on your... That was your problem, you had too many in a little box. Yeah, I always end up with too many. I tend to buy a box of stuff and then I split it with 3 or 4 people. It's like me and Foxy. Every time we get something that we've bought, we buy 2. One for her, one for me. Yeah, look at this beautiful pink. It's like the clear version of, if you can see the pink heart that Alex just put in the chat, the clear version of that is, it's gorgeous. Yeah, I could use these inks to test my Book of Shadows book in a bit. So yeah, she sent me those. There was something else. She sent me a big bag of candy corn because she loves me. I love candy corn. We can't get candy corn here, people. The only time you can get candy corn is like right at the beginning of September when the online American shops in the UK get in their stock, and I swear people must pre-order it because honestly it'll go up and within 10 minutes it's all sold out. I have actually had notifications come up on my phone, clicked on the link, and by the time I've clicked on the link it's all sold out and gone. I don't even know. You can't get candy corn here. And I love candy corn. I absolutely love it. There is nothing like it here at all. And she sent me a beautiful big bag. Big shrinking bag. And I haven't opened it yet because it'll be gone by now if I had. And I'm sure she sent me something else, but honestly I don't remember what it was. Sorry about that. Right, bit of coffee. You know what? I don't think I'm going to bother taking a break. I was going to stop the stream halfway through, and I am going to do that, but I'm not going to take a 20-minute break. So if you want to go and grab a coffee or something, now's your chance, because what I'm going to do is stop the stream completely and restart it before it decides to overheat and crash on me. Because it doesn't like to do more than an hour and a half at a time. So, what is candy corn? Oh my goodness me, Jean. You don't know what candy corn is? Yeah, any of my American friends, if you send me anything and you want to send me a pack of candy corn, feel free. Because, you know, it's like the Mead's composition notebooks. My friend is studying at university at the moment. She's at med school, and she's just bought like a shed load of the. They're not A5. They're kind of 8x9 or something. The big ones. Composition notebooks, 25p each. 100-page composition notebooks, 25p each. Do you know how much they are on Amazon? £15, and that doesn't include postage. And the postage is usually almost as much. Dudes. Yes, Bren, please. I'll swap you for British chocolate. My my deal with Alex was that when I send her back, I have to send her some British chocolate. This, no, I haven't put the camera on. This is candy corn, Jean. You've seen it, but you wouldn't recognise it. It tastes like honey. Oh, Julia, you can suck candy corn. You don't have to chew it. The Amazon composition books are glue bound. The Mead ones, if they're genuine Mead ones, they should be sewn like a moleskin cahier. I love the composition notebooks. I use them for my scribble books because when I'm doing morning pages or I'm just scribbling down ideas, my tiny writing goes out the window and I use it like this high. I start writing with a Sharpie and it's like primary school all over again. So I go through composition notebooks at a rate of knots. Jazz is actually sending me some because she got them so cheap. It's actually cheaper for me to pay her to buy some when they're on sale in the school thing and send them, and me to pay her the postage and the price of the books than it is for me to buy them on Amazon myself. I'm not kidding. It was like £15 for the book, and then it was something like £17 postage, and it would have taken 3 weeks to get here. I'll see if I can get you some as well, Tracy. Like I said, Jazz is going to send me some, but it depends on how much they cost to post. But I certainly can get you one. You've got tiny writing like me too, so one will do you a while. But yeah, this is candy corn, Jean. It's made from pure corn syrup. Now, everybody in America is like, ooh, corn syrup. Corn syrup is golden syrup, people. I don't quite know why you have it in everything instead of sugar, but it's just golden syrup or treacle. It's not that horrendous, you know. It's bad for your teeth, but geez. But this is basically solidified corn syrup. Okay. And it's pretty colours. It's corn syrup and honey. And that's exactly what it tastes like. If you are old enough to remember when Grandma used to heat up corn syrup and throw in honey and then put it in the fridge and make honey fudge. A little bit harder, and that's what candy corn sounds like. That's what candy corn tastes like, basically. It is like honey fudge. You can make something similar, like I say, by doing the old-fashioned method of heating Lion's syrup, golden syrup, or even treacle. You can make the dark version with treacle and adding honey to it, clear honey. And it's amazing. It's amazing. But yeah, candy corn, gosh. And they sell it for like 10p. We can't get it here. Anyway. Okay, we're almost up to an hour and a half, so I'm going to stop the stream, restart my computer and come back. It should be on the same page for you. So I will switch it to a please wait screen, and when you come back, you should still have the please wait screen. If you don't, then refresh or something, but it should be on the same stream, because I'm not going to change the stream address. Go make yourselves a cup of coffee, and I will be back in a moment.